Welcome back to Loving Honestly. Today I'm excited because I'm starting a 3-part series on the things I wish I knew before I got married. Part 1 was inspired by the answers I got from my friend when I asked her the very same question. And today I would like to speak about just 2 things. 1, it takes 2. And 2, learn how to deal with disappointment. My name is Risi, and Loving Honestly is a place for every woman with a deep need to reclaim your love story and the way that feels right for you. Marriage is a good thing. It's just that the 2 people who are taking part in it, who are beginning it, who are living it, are not good at it when we start. But what we need to know is, though we're not good at it, we will learn through the process. And we must learn together. We must help and support each other to learn what it is that we're supposed to do. Because he comes with a set of lessons that he was given by his family, his society, his friends, what he grew up seeing around him. I did the same. We both came into this marriage knowing what we knew and thinking, now I have been taught what I need to implement. And then you start implementing the very things you were taught. Some work, some don't, because not every person fits the blueprint. Within my culture, I was taught to make sure that my husband is happy, make sure he's fed, make sure his physical needs are met, make sure his social, mental, psychological, everything is in good order, and that it is my responsibility to make that so. What they failed to tell me was that he is responsible for the outcome of that. I am only a catalyst to that happiness, not that I am responsible for making sure that all around it happens. He has to respond to me, he has to give to me too, and he has to make sure that whatever it is that we're trying to do is something that he also wants. I can't determine his happiness. I can only be there to participate within it. And so in understanding that, at the end of the day, marriage is a good thing. That's really one thing I have learned over time, over practice, over experience, over wiping my tears. Sometimes he wipes my tears, but everything is about us growing and learning what this good marriage is and how we can participate as 2 people supporting each other. Because I can do all the wonderful things a wife, a good traditional wife and homemaker can do. I can keep the house neat and tidy. I can cook his favorite meals. I can rub his feet every night. I can do all sorts. But at the end of the day, his participation in that is at the same level as mine. We must be able to participate together, to do the things together, and to know when to fix, when to blend our 2 individual selves together, when to do things separately. There's so many things you have to learn. It's not just as simple as I must do this for him and he must do this for me. On the other hand, he came in with his own learnings about how to take care of a family, how to be a good husband to us, how to be the head of the family and the head of the home, and what that meant to him. But without actually talking about it, we never then got to understand it. We sort of kept bumping into each other and trying to please each other. And the good thing is that happens at first. But when you're tired of trying to please each other and now just trying to find a way to get on with it, you need to start really, I learned very early to start talking about it, because I'm one who cannot just accept things as they are. If I'm unhappy, I'll tell you immediately, I'm not happy. But I had to learn how to speak with a tone that was beneficial to us getting a solution. Because it's one thing to speak and to speak out and to attack. It's another thing to speak so that you can be heard. So it's still a work in progress. We know how to communicate better, yes. I myself have been married for 18 years. So I've had to learn, and I'm still practicing that communication style that works for us. But it takes 2. I have to let him be able to participate in this marriage as much as me. Because in my culture, the home is the woman. The man is the one who takes care of the home. But ultimately, what happens within the home and the success of the home is up to me. Isn't that a lot of burden for one person to carry? So I believe in changing that too. The home is for both of us to make sure that it works. Because the more I am responsible for taking care of that home without his help, without his support, without his input, knowing that all he's there to do is just to be the benevolent leader over me, the less we'll be successful as a team. Because there's a time in which I may not be able to reach him because I've never talked to him. So it definitely takes two to make this good thing called marriage work for two people who are not good at it. And then the second thing my friend told me was, we need to learn how to take disappointment, how to handle disappointment, and how to come out of it as a better person. There will be many disappointments, and sometimes those disappointments challenge your relationship to the point of breakup. But there are many learnings to be had before it gets to that point. Disappointment means we had a vision. The second thing she told me was how to deal with disappointment is one of the most crucial aspects of handling conflict within your relationship. Disappointment itself is very much a personal thing. Sometimes, yes, you will feel it jointly, but half the time it's because an expectation you wanted to be met was not met, and hence you feel disappointed. You feel possibly betrayed because it's probably something you had agreed on, and then he went and did it in a different way. So how you handle that disappointment very much determines how your marriage will start off, because disappointments start from day one. And when disappointments start from day one, it means you have to kick in both the honeymoon gear and trying to resolve an issue. So in learning how to deal with disappointment, one crucial aspect is talking about it. And some people are not very good at talking about their disappointments or their hurts, because a lot of times the way you deal with things now is the way you've always dealt with them. And you can only now realize a new way together, but you have to continue to make the mistakes you made in your previous disappointments, in your previous relationships, and not just your romantic relationships, but your family relationships, your friendships. And understanding that you have a way to go and a commitment you've made to someone else, so that when you do deal with the disappointment, you're dealing with it to find a solution because you want to be together. And that's one of the most important things is that can spur you through the very first attempts at conflict resolution, is to know that I want to cross this bridge and still be together. And that will help you, even if you fumble it, even if you argue, even if you don't quickly forgive, it's okay. But remember, you need to cool down and now look at the issue, to really look at the issue and say, what am I supposed to do now? How am I supposed to handle this? And find a way through it, not around it, not closing your eyes to it, not pushing it under the carpet, but find a way through it. And when you find a way through it, you'll be able to sit together and to challenge this thing that is coming in between you, rather than to look at it as something that is in you. It is a problem that is here. It is a disappointment that has happened. How then can we move past it? And how then can we view it so that we can be able to look at it and say, no, this is the way we're going to do it. And sometimes it means rocking the boat and challenging, because sometimes you get married to someone who doesn't like to talk, who doesn't want to deal with issues perhaps because that's what they've always done. But you find a way that works with you. Maybe you're the talker and you want him to talk back, but there's a way you can do it. You can talk while he listens, and then he can ruminate on it and give you an answer in a different manner at a different time. Give him time, but find a way through the disappointment such that when the next one comes, you do the same thing. And there'll be different types of disappointment. They can be external to you. They can come from family, they can come from friends, they can come from work, they can come from life in general, they can come from you not being able to meet a goal you've put together, both of you. And that's fine. But be able to look at it and go through it together. Because handling those disappointments early on, quickly and fast, and still holding on to the love you have for each other, is what may give you the peace of mind that you need to know that even if something else comes, even if a bigger issue comes, we'll be able to go through it and still be able to hold hands, still be able to look each other with a nurturing, caring eye, and know that you are for me and I am for you. And that's what counts, because conflict resolution, we talk about it so many times as if it's the be all and end all of relationship. But it's more than that. It's about knowing I have your back and knowing that no matter how hard and how bad we fight, that tomorrow I should be able to look at you and hug you and love you and not have any resentment towards you. So those are the two things I wanted to share today. I hope you can comment below and give me your perspective on those very two. I'll do part 2 and 3 in the next 2 coming weeks. But I really just wanted to share these things because these things are real. They are real things that we go through that we are not told. On the bridal shower, you are there waiting expectantly and you are told the wonderful roses, sometimes even those catastrophic things. But the things I feel that we go through daily, and almost every relationship, if not every relationship, goes through it, are the realities we need to know. Because it goes beyond the love. It is the reality of life that it takes two, and we need to be able to handle disappointments in a better manner so that we can continue to be together. Please press the like button if you enjoyed this. Subscribe to the Loving Honestly channel as we continue to grow and to love one another and to share about these relationship challenges and successes together.